Welcome back, everyone, to Crypto and More. So today we're going to look at the price of Polkadot again. We saw it last week. I was actually, I was looking at the Polkadot price last week. We were around this price range. I did mention that I really liked where Polkadot was, because it bounced off once off of here, got rejected, and it looked like it was bouncing off. I think we were here on this candle. It looked like it was bouncing off the 100-day EMA. Um, I didn't expect it to actually drop, but I did mention that if it does drop, it would go down to around the 32 dollar range. And I'll play the video right now just so you guys see what I mentioned. So to me, Polkadot, at least looking at the daily chart, is looking extremely bullish. I don't think it's gonna go below the 100 EMA. Um, but if it does, just be prepared. If it does fall below, we'll have to look at the weekly. Actually, I have the weekly open here, and we have to see at how far it may go. So, worst case, well, not worst case scenario, but next level of resistance or support would actually be here around the 31, around the $32 level. So as you can see, I pretty much had an idea that that if it does break down for whatever reason, it was gonna come and test the $32 range because of the weekly chart. So if we go on the weekly chart, click on the SMA, and you can see it pretty much bounced off of the 34 SMA. Um, right now we're testing in between the 34 and the 8 SMA. But let's go back to the daily on the EMA. If you could also see though, even though it tested off the 30, the 21 SMA on the weekly, and it actually also bounced off the 200 EMA even more beautifully. So this is something that a lot of coins tend to do. They either when they have a major correction, they either bounce off the 100 or the 200. These moving average are pretty critical. Uh, you rarely want to see a coin go under the 200. It's just not a good sign if they're below the 200. But it bounced off. It's been doing fairly well. If you could see on the daily, obviously when we had this pretty drastic drop from what was it, the $55 range all the way down to the $32 range. So a little less than half, maybe like is that like a 40% or so, give or take. Um, but right now it is going above the 100 EMA. I really like what it's doing right here, where the AEMA looks like it's kind of like bouncing off the 100. Obviously, we have to wait and see what Polkadot does in the next few days. But this is really good. The fact that it looks like it's gonna start going up, hopefully cross over these EMAs as well, and start getting a little bit more bullish. Uh, you do not want to see this go down like this, because that's gonna make it a lot worse. It's gonna means is that just might be a lot more consolidation coming, much more sideways action, uh, and hopefully not bearish. But so far so good. The daily it looks so far it looks really beautiful. Yeah, as long as it keeps going, as long as it doesn't fall below, that I think that 100 EMA, uh, and on the weekly, as long as it doesn't fall below the 21 SMA, it looks pretty nice. It's not that bad, Stochastic RSI is pretty low. RSI is relatively average. Uh, on the 2 week, it's actually above right now the 8 SMA. So if we get a bounce off of that, I mean, Polkadot would look pretty nice. The only negative thing I see here would probably be the Cypher B. We actually have a sell signal on the 2 week. Let me see the monthly. Monthly still looks pretty okay, but it's a little above this. But this is what the 31 $32 range, which we kind of already tested, unless we come and retest it again and then bounce off of that. But the monthly, there's not a lot of. there's not a lot of price action on Polkadot, on the monthly. So, you know, like I mentioned before on these coins, when there's not a lot of price where we could kind of test what happens or kind of see previous price actions, there's a lot more room for error. So even though it looks pretty good to me on the weekly and on daily, um, you just never know. It's limited. It's limited amount of information that we have here on the chart. So just have to wait and see. Most likely have to wait and see what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin does become very bullish in December, you know, there could be a reason to believe that, Polkadot might either trend a little higher. Maybe it might not go and percentage wise higher than Bitcoin, but because usually when Bitcoin goes up, it really outpaces the market. So we'll see what it does. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.